This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Can anyone recall what we discussed in the previous session?
Revision history and Bhumi
Mm-hmm.
licensing.
Revision history. Very good. Revision history. Okay. So only the components have a revision history, right? Only the components has the revision history, and shapes does not have a
Have revision history.
yes, right? Shapes does not have revision history. Okay, and here important note point here. So the shapes are restricted to restricted to the particular process only. Okay, let's say a components, as I said, components are reusable entities, right? So once we create the component in entire account, multiple integrations, we can reuse them. Okay, but shapes does not like that. They are all restricted to a particular process only. Okay, let's say, let me open the platform. So this is a flat. Okay, this is a platform. Okay, so here if you see here, okay, so we are working under this process, right? We are on working on this, right? So here if you see, so what are the shapes we are creating? I mean, what are the shapes we are using? Only these shapes are restricted to this particular process, right? Okay, if you are creating any component, let's say this is a component, a map, under the map, new map is a component, database profile under the database DB profile is a component. So these components are, we can reuse in entire account level, but shapes does not like that. Okay, these shapes will restrict the particular process only. Okay, and what else we discussed? Licensing, right? Boomi
Yes.
licensing. How we can calculate that licensing? The number of
The number of
hmm,
unique
Unique
connections which we will consume
unique
environment.
in our
connections.
integration.
Yes, which we consume
In our integration.
in our integration, right? See, so the number of unique connections integration in which we consuming in our integration, as well as the the
En
one more factor, it is going to be decide the licensing. Which is that factor? What is
environment.
that factor? Very good. The environments. Okay, environments, environments, right? So, so for example, let's say for example in our project, let's say we are using some four connections, and there we have some three environments. Now tell me how many licenses we need
12.
to purchase from the Bhumi.
12.
Yes,
12.
12, right? Simple. 4 into 3 is equals to 12. Like this, we need to calculate. Okay, and one more important note here, let's say. Okay, as I mentioned, Bhumi is a multi-tenant architecture, right? Multi-tenant architecture. Let's say in our Bhumi, in the, if you go, there are multiple users are there in a single account. Multiple users are there. So here, as I mentioned, here we can add multiple users, right? Here we can add multiple users. Let's say Sweta installed one atom. Okay, Sweta installed one atom in her local machinery. Okay, she installed one atom in her machinery. Now, if that particular atom Parvati wants to use, is it possible? Let's
No.
say what I'm
No.
asking. So, Okay, in we installed a local atom, right? Local atom. So whenever if you're installing the local atom, you are giving your username and password to tie up that particular account, right? So while installing the atom, we are giving some username and password to tie up that particular account. So in that particular account, multiple users are there. Okay, in this account, let's say 4 users are there. Okay, out of 4, one user installed that atom in her machinery or his machinery. Okay, so remaining 3 people are there. If they are using their with their they are logging into their credentials, and they are using that particular account only. Okay, they are working in this account only. Is it possible other remaining people can access this account atom? Yes?
No, sir.
No,
No.
No?
no.
No? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yes,
Are you sure? Why, Prasanna? Why no? Yes? If it is yes, why? If it is no, why? Yes?
in the local system only it will access, right? In the local system only we can install the atom, right?
Okay. Okay.
That's why it is it is connected to that account, that credentials. The atom
Mm-hmm.
will be connected to that credentials, that username and password.
Okay.
We can like we can install, but we can't use that atom in
Okay.
another system. Maybe. Uh,
So here we can we can able to access that particular account. Let's say here, in our account we have 2 users. One is Sweta and another is Parvati, right? Now Sweta installed local atom in her local machine. Now if she Parvati wants to use that particular account from the from her account, then it is possible when if this atom is in online. If it is if this atom is in online, whoever there in this account, whoever the users are available in this account, who are accessible to this account, all are there can access what are the local atoms available in this machine. Okay, what in this account, let's say Prasanna is there, this some laptop is there, this cloud atoms we leave about this local atoms. Okay, uh, leave about this cloud atoms, sorry, leave about this cloud atoms. Okay, I'm deleting this cloud atoms. Okay, so now we have a, yeah, so now let's say here we have a 2 local atoms, right? So how we can say whether it is a local atom and as a cloud atom? How we can find out those, the symbol? See, here the symbols are different. If the symbol is like a cloud, it is a cloud. If it is a round circle, it is a
Local atom. Local
local
atom.
atom. Okay, now, so let's say we are discussing about local atom. So this local atom installed in my machinery, right? Yesterday we installed this atom. Let's say now here one more user is available. She is working with her credentials, but she is working in this account only, but she is working with her account credentials. Let's say if she wants to access my account, or sorry, my atom, is it possible or not? Yes, it is possible. When if the status of this atom is in online, if the status of this atom is in online, then she can able to access my account, or sorry, my atom, like this only, right? As I mentioned, see, for example, if you are working for TCS, right? If you are working for TCS, in the TCS, let's say some 5 6 in a project, 6 members are working. Okay, so let's say they are using runtime as a local atoms. Okay, local atoms. They are using runtime engines as a local atom. In this local atom, it's not like that, every 6 members, every person will install their individual account, I mean individual atom. It's not like, right. So the TCS team, whoever they're there, they are maintain one common location. There they will install this atom. This atom can be accessed by these 6 members, whoever the available in this particular account. All of them can access that local atom, right? Yes or no? When it is possible, when it is possible, if that atom is in online, atom is in atom is in online means if it is connected to internet, good internet, then everyone can access that particular atom. Clear? Very important, very important, you must know. Okay, it's not like that. Each, if you are working for any project, in the project, let's say some 5 members or 6 members are there. This 5 members or 6 members, they will not install the atom individually, right? There is a one common atom installed by that project manager or whoever they are maintaining. They will install that particular atom, and the developers, all are the developers, whoever the developers are there, they will use that atom to execute those integrations, run their integrations, right? Yes or no? Clear? Clear?
Pavan, can you repeat once?
Okay, okay, I will write here. Okay, so let's say in your account you are using some ABC account. Okay, you are using some ABC account, and you installed one local atom in your atom. Okay, in your account, you installed one atom. So in this ABC account, there are, let's say, some five developers are there. Boomi developers are there. Okay, in this account, 5 Boomi developers are there. Okay, now they have their individual credentials, right? It's not like that everyone can have the same credentials. No, everyone have their individual username and password, but they are accessing to this account only. Okay, they are all accessing this account only. But while accessing to this account, I will show you here. I will show you here. Okay, settings. If I go to settings, user management, if I go to here, if you see here, Sweta is there and Parvati is there. If you see, she is accessing with a Gmail, and she is accessing with a RIT solutions, right? Both are different domains, but they are both are working, or they are, both are working with this particular account only, right? Both are account no the working with this training account, right? Both are having username different username and different passwords, but both are logging into this account only, right?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
So now this local atom is installed by admin team or whoever. So now let's say all these five can access this atom, right? All this can access this atom, right?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
So when it is possible, if this atom is in online means, if this atom is connected where the atom is installed. Okay, let's say this atom is installed in some machinery, right? We need to install this atom in some xyz machinery, some directory. We need to install this direct atom, right? Okay, that particular system needs to be connected with online, good internet connection is required. If it is in online, then everyone can access this particular local atom. Okay, same way, that is what I am trying to ask you. Let's say here, if Sweta is installed atom in her machinery, is it possible to Parvati access that atom? Yes,
Yes.
it is possible. When if this
The atom is an
this
on.
atom is in online, if it is atom is in online, then everyone, whoever access to this account, all that can access the atom. Okay, you can see here the status is in online. Online means this is connected, the atom where the atom is installed, where the atom is installed, that particular machine is connected to internet. That's why it is showing as an in online. Clear?
Okay. Clear. Clear, Pavan. Thank you.
Clear? I will explain you again. Here, let's say again, for example, I'm giving access to some person. Okay, I'm giving access to her. Okay, so now let's say she will get, I'm giving some roles and responsibilities to her. Let's say I'm creating an account. Okay, now I added one user to my account. Okay, I have added another user to my account, Prasanna. Okay, now she have a, if she wants to log in into this account, she will get username and password. This is her username. Okay, Nara Prasanna 23 is a her username, and she will create her, she will create her own password. Okay, then she, she, when she wants to enter into this account, she will give username and password. Once she given username and password, she can access this account, and she can able to see all the things, whatever things available this account, she can able to see. Now if she wants to access the atom, the local atom, what are the atom which we installed in our local machine, in my local machine, if she wants to access this atom, now she can access. When when if the atom is online, if the atom is in online, then she can access that particular atom. Okay, is it clear? Again, now let's say Prasanna installed one atom in our local machine, in her local machine. If another user, whoever access to this account, who they wants to use her account, her atom, they can access when that particular system is connected to on internet. If the atom is in online, then they can access. Is it clear? Yes, it is very very important, guys. Please understand the concept. Is it clear?
Yes,
Please
sir.
give us some response if it
Yes.
is clear or not. Okay, if it is clear, then I will write. Okay, when the atom is, very very important note, when the atom is authenticated. See, whatever the, while installing the atom, it is asking some username and password, right? Some username and password to which account you want to tie up with. Okay, account authentication. Okay, authenticating your credentials. Okay, there is a bridge. Okay, so how it is access? So now we are installing this atom, right? This atom installed in your local machine, but you are not trying with the connect with the some cloud application. Let's say Salesforce, you are trying to connect with the some Salesforce systems, or else some database systems. How it will connect with that particular systems, and how we can pull the data, how we can going to pull the data. So this atom, whatever the atom which we are installing, that will be creates, there is a bridge which creates, it is very very important. Okay, bridge is getting established between your account and atom. See, so whatever the atom which we are, whatever the atom which we are installing this in our account, that account is going to be, that atom is going to be create some bridge between the atom and account which we want to connect with. Okay, let's say for example, here in our local machine, our atom is installed, right? In here we downloaded that no atom, and we created that atom. So this atom is going to be, there is a between atom and the account. Okay, there is a one bridge is going to be created. Okay, there is one bridge going to be created, that is the responsible to connect with any application system, pulling the data or pushing the data, what are the instructions which we want to perform. Okay, and there will be constant communication will going to be happening between atom atom and the account. Okay, see why communication is required, because see whatever the instructions you are giving, what are the actions you want to perform on the data, there is a constant communication is required, right? If communication is not there, then how we will pass your instructions to that account? Okay, so there is a communication is required. Okay, and the communication is outbound to the, and the communication is outbound to the, outbound to the, outbound to the atom, which means, see, which means what, no, atom will go and start communicating with your platform. What are the platform? While installing the atom, we are given some username password, right? So whenever communication means it's going and it communicate with your platform. Okay, for this, for this it is very important for this. Okay, for this you need good internet connection. You need good internet connection. Okay, till here anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions or any doubts till here? It is very important note, guys. Please note it down. Okay, okay, that's fine. We'll go to Boomi platform and we'll try to execute our process. Okay, we'll try to execute the process. Execute means run. Okay, so this is my process, right? What we did, we established, we created one account. Okay, we created an account, and in that account we created one atom, we installed one atom. Okay, now we started the process. Okay, we started the process, and while creating the process, the start shape is going to be start automatically, and we connected with the end shape. Okay, so we'll try to test it. Okay, here we have a test. You can see here we have a test, right? Click on test. Okay, click on test. Okay, it is asking to select atom. Okay, now we'll select one atom, test atom. Now say okay. Now you can see here the yellow color bold mark is executing, it is loading. And if you see, if it is process is executed successfully, then you can see the green color bold marks. Okay, yellow color means it is under the process. Okay, under the process. Green color means executed successfully. If any error is occurring, okay, if you are facing any issues, then we can see red color bold marks. Okay, red color bold marks. Okay, now you can see here, now you can see here focus. Now focus here while executing. So how this atom is how the atom is, as I mentioned, the atom and the account, there must be a communication. Okay, constant communication is happening. What are the, now we given instructions. Okay, now run the process. What I told to this account, please run the process, I given the instruction. That's why I tested it, right? I tested it, then according to my instructions it is running. According to my instructions it is running, right? So now here we need to discuss some important technical words, right? Okay, focus here, some technical for document. Okay, some technical terms and words we need to use here. So document, first is document. Document, what do you mean by document? Anyone in general? Document,
Data,
yes, it is the
data and data,
Only the
runtime
data.
Data
runtime entity.
entity,
Yes, runtime entity which is required, right? Which is responsible for execute execute of any shape, execute any shape in Boomi. So basically document means it holds the payload. Okay, it holds the payload. What do you mean by payload? Holds the payload or data which needs to be needs to processed, right? So what does it mean? So for example, so the data you want to process it, right? Here what you are doing, here we are getting the data and we are processing it, right? The date document means, here you can see, here we have a one document. Okay, one document means it is a payload or data which we want to process in our integration. Okay, whether you want to process orders data, or integration in your integration you want to process invoice data, or whatever the data, like employees data, like xyz data, whatever the data you want to process in your integration, then we will call it as a document. Okay, it holds the payload. Okay, it holds the payload. Okay, again here, so runtime, we are dealing with runtime. Runtime means
While
runtime
executing
means
them.
when you are
running the job.
when your process is under the execution, when your process in under on the execution. See, under the execution means running, it is running, right? It is running, process is running, executing, right? So your process under the execution, we will call it as a runtime. Okay, and payload means, what does it in general words, what do you mean by payload? It represents,
amount of work.
sorry, it represents the request or response. Okay, we are giving some request or response payload. Response message, response message means, see here, what, for example, in your integration you want to connect with the Salesforce, and you want to pull the some data, and you want to process it, and you want to send that data to your target system, let's say some database system. So in between you are exchanging the data. Request is, you are pulling the data from the uh, Salesforce, and we are sending that request to the database. After reaching the database will give some response back to you. This is called as a, so the request and the response messages. Okay, let's say if your request is, you want to create a customer, your request profile is, let's say it have holding some name, phone number, email address, billing address, shipping address, all these details are holding. That details we will call it as a payload. Okay, whether as it is a payload, right? It is a having some message. Okay, it having some message, call it as a payload. Okay, some message passed or retrieved from any integration, retrieved from any integration. Okay, any integration process. So in your integration process, you are connecting with some source system, and you are getting the request, and according to your request you are processing it, and you are trying to send that request to your target system. Once the request is reached to the target system, that target system give you some response. So again that response will holding some message. This request and response messages, we will call it as a payload. Okay, payload is exactly same as the document. Okay, see, document is also it holding the data, right? Document means it holding the data, exactly same as document. Clear? Some note. See, whatever the data we are pulling, let's say here what we are doing here we are seeing only one document, right? But actually sometimes maybe we will get some more than one document also, multiple documents also. Okay, so the actual data, note point, very very important note point. The actual data to be processed sometime, sometimes reside resides in multiple documents. Okay, multiple documents. So see here, right now we are seeing only one document because there is no data is available. That's why only one document. Maybe if you are connecting with some Salesforce system or some XYZ system, okay, that time if you are having multiple documents, then it is holding the multiple documents of the data, right? Okay, we need to process multiple documents also. Okay, it's not like that every time we will process only single document. Okay, we have more one or more documents to be at the runtime. Very very important, guys. Please understand the concept. If you are not understanding or if you are not getting, please raise your hand, ask the questions, because this basics is very very important. Once you enter into any real time, then you will get to know. Client will ask how many documents are coming, what is the payload, or no, or in the runtime what we are getting. All these details he will ask. If you don't know the what do you mean by payload, what do you mean by document, what do you mean by runtime, okay, what do you mean by a process, what do you mean by execution, if you don't know all these technical words, it is very very important. Okay, it is very 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 difficult to answer those questions to the client. Okay, please understand the technical words. Okay, so documents, one or more documents at the runtime, and those combinedly will holds holds the data holds the data which needs to be processed, which required to be processed. Okay, which requires to be processed. So it's like no, it's every time we will not get only single document, we may get multiple documents which is going to be processed in our integration. Okay, clear. Anyone have any questions on this? Anyone not understood anything? Yes. Okay, so now now we are here executing our process, right? We are here executing our process. Now you can see some details: logs, connection data, document. Okay, now document a test result. So what does it mean? What does it mean? So in Boomi, while executing the process, okay, while executing the process, okay, executing a process, the test result, once the execution is completed, we will get some result, right? Okay, while executing the process, the test result, okay, the test result will be displayed. Okay, displayed. Okay, displayed. So this, we will call those test result called as a logs. You can see here. Okay, what are the test result, what are the test, we are testing the process, right? We are testing that process. So the test result we will call it as a logs. The test result we will call it as a logs. Okay, the test result we will call it as logs. Okay, logs means, okay, logs we will call it as a logs. Okay, logs means the detail. Okay, now focus here, guys. Very very important. Now these logs are very very important. Okay, logs are nothing but detail. Okay, details of the process execution. Okay, process execution. So now you can see here. Okay, now you can see here, in just as I mentioned, if you are if you are seeing green color bold marks, it indicates that process is executed successfully. If you are seeing any red color bold marks, the process is having some issues, right? But in backend what is going on, how the code is running, how the logics are how the logics are adding, how the conditions are evaluating, all these things you don't know, right? You don't know, right? Okay, if you want to know if you want to know complete detailed view, if you want to know the complete detailed view, the Boomi will give you the test result. Test results is nothing but a logs. Okay, here we have two types of logs. Okay, in Boomi we have two types of logs. We have two types of logs. Two types of logs. One is shape level logs. Shape level logs.
Process level logs.
Very good. Okay, and second one is process level logs. Okay, process level logs. So this shape level logs and process level logs will give you the complete detail of the process execution. Okay, in the so here shape level logs means under the shape. If you see here, if I am clicking the start shape, okay, here some logs will display. If I am clicking on the end shape, it is giving some shape level logs. Okay, which means on the particular shape level log means it giving the detailed view of the on the particular shape. Okay, it will give it will give the details of the details of the process, not process, details of the shape in back end in a particular shape. Let's say if you are taking start shape, in start shape what it is doing. If you are taking stop shape, what start shape is doing. If you are taking map shape, what map shape is doing. All these details is giving will give you the details of the shape level. Okay, in the shape level all the details is going to be given. And process level means in entire process. Okay, in entire process how the code is running. So from the starting to end, in between we will add lot of shapes and logs. We will add lot of shapes, components, everything, right? In between from start to end, how the process is executing, how the logics are added, how the conditions are added, how the code is running, everything we can see. So where we can see that process level logs, here we have a process name. If you click on this drop down, here we can see view logs, download logs, retry, previous test, new test. So if I click on the view logs, here you can see, here we can see time when it is started. Okay, when it is started, and shape, information, message, and then after that it is going to be shape, and what is executing. Okay, executing the start shape, and it is going one document is found to process it, and no then it is going to be executed successfully in a 50 milliseconds, and then running limited tester. Okay, then executing the stop shape with one document, shape executed successfully in a 2 milliseconds. How much time it is taking to complete the execution, also complete detailed view we can see here. So we will call it as a process level logs. Okay, process level logs. Here we have a debug means we have a different status. Debug, information, and warning. If you are facing any, like if you are getting any errors, we can see under the warning. If severe means if any severe issues are, like any errors or any severe issues occurring in the process, then we can see under the severe. Okay, so info and debug. So we can see process level logs under the process, beside a process name. Here we can see view logs. Process level is nothing but a complete from start to ending, the complete detailed view we will call it as a process level. If you want to save it log, you can save it, or else if you want to download the logs, you can download from here. Okay, you can download, or if you want to do again new test, you can select, and you can again it is going to be start the new testing. If you want to do a previous test, if you want to go to previous test, again you can go from here, previous test. Okay, now you can see here download view logs. Clear? So we have two types of logs. So these logs are very very important, guys. Okay, these logs are very very important. Why these logs are very important means, okay, detail, it will give the details of the process, complete process level. Okay, complete process level, what the run, what the code, how the code is running, how the logics are adding. So these logs are very very important. Why? Okay, these logs are very very important because, so these logs logs are no are used or important and to debug the issues. Okay, debug the issues. Okay, why these, for example, if you are executing, you are developed one code and you are executing it, if you want to know how the code is running, what is the logics we are applying. In front end we cannot see this green color bold marks, only we can see in back end how the code is running, how the logics are applying. All this can be seen with the help of logs only. And if you are facing any issue, if you are getting any error, all these details we can see under the log session. Under the log session, it is giving you the complete detail of that particular issues. Okay, because of that only we can find out those issues, and we can, okay, we can debug them. We can going to debug those issues. And here we can see the connection data. Okay, and we can, if I click on the stop shape, we can see the shape source data. What do you mean by connection data? What do you mean by shape source data? We can see now. Connection data. Connection data is nothing but the data which is coming from the application system which we connecting in our integration. So for example, in our integration, if you are connecting with Salesforce, okay, if you are connecting with Salesforce, from the Salesforce, you are trying to pull the data. Okay, some xyz data you want to pull. The data is nothing but a connection data. Here the start shape is going to be one connection. Okay, here one start shape is going to be one connection. It will act as a connection, and we are connecting to that start shape, and we are pulling the data. Okay, there is no data. And the same data will move forward. Okay, the same data will move forward. So after reaching to here, if you see shape source data means, the data which is coming from its previous shape. Okay, the data which is available on this particular shape which is coming from its previous shape, we will call it as a shape source data. Okay, the data which is coming from its previous shape is called it as a shape source data. Okay, very very important. Now I will tell you how the Boomi is going to be execute, how the green, how these green color bold marks are coming, and how we can say this document is empty document, on all how it is going to be execute. We'll see. I will show you now. Okay, shape source data means the data which is coming from its previous shape. Okay, so the data which is coming from its previous shape, we will can call it as a, yes, we can call it as a shape source data. So now you can ask me, we are not connecting to any shape, or else we are not connecting to any application system, and we are not pulling the data. How this then how it is going to execute? Okay, and one more important note here. Okay, one more important note, very very important note. Okay, in Boomi, if there is no data or document is, see, just focus guys, it is very 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 important. Please focus here. Okay, in Boomi, there is no data or a document is acting on any shape. The shape will not get executed. Okay, if you want to execute any shape, there must be a data or a single document needs to be act. Okay, if there is no data or a document is acting on a particular shape, that particular shape will not going to be executed. What exactly I will tell you. So now you can see here, it is green color means it is executed. Here green color means it getting executed. Let's say I will take one shape here. Okay, I will shape. I will take, and I'm not configuring anything. Simply I'm executing. Now understand it. What exactly I'm trying to explain you. Okay, I'm taking one shape. So what I'm saying here, if there is no data or a document acting any shape, it's not going to be executed. Okay, it's not going to be executed. If you see here, here the start shape is executed successfully. That's fine, that's fine. So there is no data is coming here, that's why it is not getting executed. Again here, from here to here, there is no data is for no flowing, move forward flowing, not no, there is no data for flowing. That's why this shape is not getting executed. Okay, which means if any shape wants to execute, there must be a single data or single document, or any data needs to be act on that particular shape. If there is no data or a document is not acting, then that particular shape will not going to be executed. Okay, so now you can say, now you can ask me, sir, no, here we are not connecting with any application system and we are not pulling any data or any document. How this start shape is getting executed? How this start shape is executed? Okay, so if you remember, when I'm in the start shape, we'll have four types, right? Connecting type, trading partner, data pass through, and no data type. We have a four types, right? So I'm, as I mentioned, every time, like whenever it is required, most of the times we will go with the no data type. The start shape with the no data type. Why we are going with the no data type means there is a one reason. Okay, if you are going with this means there must be one reason, right? If there is no reason, why we are using this one, right? Yes or no? So the reason behind this no data type means, okay, no data start shape with no data, very very important. Okay, why we are going with the start shape with no data type means, okay, the start shape with no data type, no data type, okay, will create, okay, it will create one empty document. Okay, empty document to make sure the process execution will get, okay, the process, okay, the it will make sure the process execution will start. Oh, okay, will get started. See, what I told here, if there is no data or document is acting on a particular shape, then the particular shape will not get executed. Okay, if there is no data is no, not there is no data or no document is there, then the shape will not get executed. To avoid that, to process, to avoid that, or to start the process, the start shape with empty no data type will create one empty documents. It will create an empty document to make sure the process execution will get started. Okay, here I will show you. Okay, now we are going with the start shape with no data type. Select this option if this process should not receive any or receive or retrieve any data from any source. So if you see here, we are not connecting with, we are not getting connected with any application system, right? We are not pulling the data from any application system. Just we started our integration with the start shape. Okay, so if you are not receiving any data, in other words, the process will be scheduled and run similar to the cron, or okay, this I will tell you later what you mean by scheduled. I will explain you later. Okay, leave about this word, no, this sentence. Just this selection, this select this option, the process should not receive or retrieve data from any application system. So here we are not connecting with any application system. Okay, we are not pulling the data, or we are not receiving any data from any application system. Simply we started, right? So we started. So if you select this no data type, the process will generate a single empty document. You can see here, the process will generate a single empty document. So that is what I told you here. The start shape with no data type will create one empty document. Okay, one empty document to make sure the process will get executed, right? Will start the execution. So if there is no data is acting, the process will not get executed. Okay, so to make sure the process will get executed, the empty document needs to be act on it. Okay, if I save, if I run the process, now you can see, now you can see here. So now you can see here, start shape is getting executed. The same, if you click on the connection data, okay, that's fine. Here no data available. Then if I go to the next shape, that is a stop shape. If I click on the shape source data, shape source data means the data which is coming from its previous shape. Whatever the data which is available here, same data will move to the next shape. The data which is available on this shape, we will call it as a shape source data. Shape source data means the data which is coming with its previous shape. The data, if you can see here, it is an empty. If I click on the view source, if I click on the EV source document viewer, you can see empty document. It is an empty document. So size also 0 bytes. Which means the start shape with no data type is creating one empty document to make sure our integration process is getting started. Yes or no? Yes, you are getting my point. Guys, give me some response, guys. If you are following the thing or not, how can I know? Give me some response. You are following the things, if you are understanding or not, how can I know? It will not work out, guys. If you are giving some response, then only it will work out. Otherwise, don't attend my sessions. Okay, so now here, see, here you are, there is no data is available, even though the process, this shapes is getting executed, because the start shape with no data type created one empty document. This empty document makes sure our process getting executed. Okay, this process is getting executed. Clear?
Yes.
Anyone have any questions or any
Yes.
doubts?
No.
Yes. Indira, Manikumar, Prashant, Prasanna, Meghana, Mahidar,
Clear.
Parvati,
No, sir.
Anu, Mamani, anyone?
No doubts.
Clear, sir.
Okay, perfect. Okay then, if you don't have anything, we can wind up the session here and we can continue tomorrow. So tomorrow we are going to discuss how we can, we can start how remaining shapes, like, tomorrow we are going to discuss about the try catch shape and all. If it is clear, we can wind up the session here.
Yes,
Yes,
sir. Clear.
Yes.
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 perfect.
Clear.
Okay then, thank you guys, thank you so much for your time. We'll meet tomorrow.
Thank you, Pavan.